Well, hey everybody, welcome to this series of videos. If you're watching this in the future, this is one in a series of videos, and this is something new I'm starting that is going to be topics that you guys are asking for, all happening in Infinite Being School. So if you're watching this on YouTube in the future, Infinite Being School is this free gift that you can give yourself at infinitebeingschool.com, where right when you sign up, you get access to a 12-part mini digital course on the tools of access consciousness. You get a 30 by 30 self-guided challenge, and anyway, I'm checking all my devices right now. It's really amazing. And then on top of that, you get access to the group, which is where these videos originally go live. And you could just get to stay in the loop of all the stuff that is going to constantly be coming forward. And, you know, one of the things, this video is titled, Are You Hoarding Poverty by Creating Just Enough? It got stimulated by a poll that I ran in my Joy of Business Telegram group, which if you're into business and money, you might want to join, where I was starting to ask them, like, what do you guys need? What are you asking for? Because I really didn't have a sense of it. And a lot of you guys asked for more clearing loops and more energy pulls. And I usually am this person that does a lot of programs and classes. I have a 3-day Business Done Different class coming up. I think it's going to be 4 days this year. So instead of going forward with what I thought was a great idea, I am delivering what you guys want. And so as I was diving into creating these clearing loops for you, I stumbled on this liquid gold of material, and that's where this topic came from. Are you hoarding poverty by creating just enough? So I'm not going to make this video very long. Let's get right into it. Okay. I'm pulling up the material that I found because I want to gift it to you. So here's what Gary Douglas is saying about money. When you are not making all the money that you would like to make, you are hoarding your poverty. You are hoarding the rightness of poverty, and you are hoarding parts of yourself rather than putting them out there. Now, I sent an email to the list the other day talking about how I've been in this really in-between time. And for me, this past year has been a lot about kind of getting my life on a different track. I wouldn't say back on track, because I've been on track, let's put that in air quotes, but setting up and starting a different track. And we started in one country and then we changed tracks again to a different country. So there's been a lot of my energy and my time going kind of into my own personal world rather than, sharing me with the world. And what's really interesting about going through a phase like that is that it can tend to linger. And so I am what you would probably call an extroverted introvert, in that I can definitely do a lot of talking, and you can put me in a social situation and I can do it. But my primary love is spending a lot of time alone. And when I get into these seasons of life where a lot of my energy is required in my own life to buy furniture and move things and all the things that are required when you're changing countries, I can tend to go more internal and I can flip over into this hoarding thing. So when I read this, it resonated. And cool. So you are hoarding parts of yourself rather than putting them out there. So one of the first questions to really ask yourself with this, if you're always creating just enough money, is am I hoarding me rather than putting me out there? And what you want to go for is awareness on this, not judging yourself, but awareness of what you're actually doing. Because guys, until we can see what we're really doing, we can't change it. And once you can see it, you can make another choice. I'll keep going here. So the more you can be, the more you can do, the more you can have, the more you can create, and the more you can generate, the more can come into your life. Now, I made a wallpaper for my phone the other day that I put into the Infinite Being School Telegram channel. You guys can have it. And it goes like this: what can I create or generate today that will bring me money right away? So, because the more you can be, the more you can do, the more you can have, the more you can create, and the more you can generate, the more can come into your life. And so this thing of like when we're hoarding the rightness of our point of view of like, I don't need more than this. I don't even like money that much. I don't need more than this. We have to make ourselves right about that point of view. And so we have to be less, do less, have less, create less, and generate less. When you don't function from that, okay, so the more you can be, do, have, create, and generate, the more can come into your life. When you don't function from that, you try to withdraw from your expenditures as though that's going to create more in your life. Does it? So, okay, show of energetic hands. Who here tries to withdraw from their expenditures as if that's going to work? Who here doesn't look at them, doesn't want to handle them, doesn't want to look at it until you absolutely have to, or something's late, right? So I would say that I'm definitely I've chosen beyond that now for a good 4 or 5 years, but it is funny how life goes in phases and and you just kind of choose similarly. So I had to again look at, okay, so I'm going downward into that kind of hoarding, nesting thing instead of outward into being, doing, having, creating, and generating. Okay, cool. When I don't function from that outward thing, then I try to withdraw from my expenditures as though that's going to create more in my life, does it? So again, yes, just this week I sat down with my finances and with money and I looked at it really clearly and I got really clear for myself, and that's all it takes. And then I started to really ask this question of let me clear my notifications. What can I create or generate today that will bring me money right away? And a lot of times when you've created your life into that, you guys know those seasons where you've kind of created yourself into a cocoon, into a nest of some sort. To out-create the nest, it requires kind of gathering some information, because really what's required now is to kind of start building momentum again. And not that momentum is always required, but some sort of forward outward, right? Forward outward. So in those times, it's very easy to feel like you don't know what to choose because you've been cocooning, you've been building in a different way, you've been growing, you've been changing, any of those things, right? So I highly recommend asking people stuff. This is when I don't know where to start. What I'll start with is like starting to ask more questions to other people. I'll be like, what's up for you guys? So I happen to have a business and you guys are around, and so you'll give me feedback. But I mean, ask your friends, ask your family. If you haven't yet created a business and you just want to have more in your life, like start asking people like, what's up for you these days? Because what's required at that point is the stimulation of new energies. So first thing you want to identify is, are you hoarding your poverty? Yes or no? And if you get yes, you want to puck and pod that. And I actually created a clearing loop just for this because this is huge. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 different processes and clearings on the clearing loop. And just so you guys know, if you're watching this in real time, you get a special discount for the next 24 hours. So I'll make sure that's very obvious. Anyway, getting distracted. So I get this as a big topic because I'm talking about it as if you're ready to change it, but you may be in a position where you're not willing to change it yet. And you'll know because you'll feel resistance around the topic, or it just feels stuck, or you can't seem to find another choice. Okay, so if that's where you're at, don't fear. The clearing loops are what that is for. So the link above my head, if you're in the group, has the clearing loop link. And then what you can add to it, you can buy just the clearing loop, but you could also add to it this really incredible energy pull that I created that I mixed it with binaural beats. It's really beautiful for only a little bit more. So that kind of handles both things. It's like you're clearing out the unconsciousness around hoarding poverty, because Jesus Christ. And then you're adding this daily quick exercise to start stimulating the energy in your world for the way you want your life to be like. So we always have to handle ourselves from two different points of view. Letting go of unconsciousness and stimulating new energies. Letting go of unconsciousness and stimulating new energies. And if we're always playing with ourselves on those two fields, things will always move forward in the way that they do. Okay? Okay, I have a little bit more and then we'll wrap this up. Here's Gary still beating us with a carrot. So when you're not making all the money you'd like to make, you're hoarding your poverty. You are hoarding the rightness of your upbringing. The catastrophe you are avoiding is the starvation of no money and the catastrophe of totally having no money. You'll allow yourself to hoard and consume just enough, but not too much. You'll destroy the money you have in order to make sure that you never have too much. What? So let me run this one process. What have you decided you are unwilling to be or do that would generate everything you have ever desired in life? And everything that is, will you destroy it and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all night, shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. What have you decided you are unwilling to be or do that would generate everything you have ever desired in life? And everything that brings up, will you destroy it and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all night, shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. And then I went through this section and I invented a bunch of clearings around this because, like, what have you made vital about poverty? What are you avoiding and defending? What have you made real and true and right? And as you start to clear out all this stuff that you've made real, that you've made vital, that you've made important, then you start to get access to the space for new choices. So welcome to this, your clearing loop for always creating just enough money, part 1. I'm going to come back here tomorrow and we're going to have another conversation, and that's going to be the clearing loop around always creating just enough money, part 2, that I think is even deeper than this one. So I hope that contributed to you. You can use this conversation and this clearing alone to start changing your life. If you want more, there's a clearing loop and an energy pull for you. And I will see you back here tomorrow.